y'all, it's Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. Born upon, death is queen. Today on video number 3, I'm going to share with you how to make a homemade staple, white bread. Y'all, this recipe is quick, it's easy, and most importantly, it's delicious. Now stay tuned and enjoy. So here's the items that we need to make our homemade white bread by hand. Glass bowl, a wooden spoon, 3 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I also added my teaspoon of salt in here. You need a 1/4 cup of lard, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, 1 1/4 cup of water, and some flour for dusting. I always like to have a 1/2 cup of flour just in case. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Let's go. First things first, we want to add our yeast and our sugar. Let that bloom for about 5 minutes.
All right, so after 5 minutes, your yeast should look just like this, bloomed. All right, y'all, now it's time to create our dough. So you're going to take your dry ingredients, that's the flour and the salt, and you're going to form a well in the middle. Then you're going to pour your bloomed yeast. Y'all, that's just the proper term for activated yeast. And then our melted lard. Once that is in there, we are going to incorporate them together. Now you're going to mix these together for a little bit. You're going to mix them with this wooden spoon until you can't mix them anymore. And it's time to move on to kneading.
That's good, yummy dough right there.
All right, y'all, it is time to knead. This is my favorite part in making dough. It's like your labor of love for your loaf, okay? So you're going to turn out your dough onto a lightly floured surface. You're going to flour the palm of your hand. You're also going to flour your dough. As you can see here, I was very generous with my flour. And that's because my dough was very wet. In baking, it's really that's why it's always approximate. The temperature plays a role. How you measure your ingredients play a role. It's just, it's not an exact science. If anyone tells you it's exact science, they lying. You could bring them to my page and I'll tell them they lying, because it's not. It's all about feel. As you can see, I need a little bit more flour here. And you just want to knead. You're waking up the glutens. You're incorporating that flour that you just put on. And you're going to work this until you feel the elasticity. And that's going to take you about 10 minutes. Yes, you are going to knead this dough for 10 minutes. Can you do it shorter? I haven't, so I cannot tell you yay or nay to that. I go to 10 minutes. I've actually went a little longer because I have a YouTube video playing, watching that and not really paying attention to my dough. So, sometimes something good, everything just flows smooth. So, as you can see here, I stopped doing the long strokes and I stopped using the palm of my hand. I just started using my fingertips because really you're just working the dough into itself. It's really not a big deal as it seems in some videos. Like, you must work no, it's not that hard. It's easy. You just mixing it. You really just mixing it together and folding it in, creating some air bubbles in it. That's my opinion. But again, I'm not a chef. So now we have formed a ball with our dough. 10 minutes have come and gone. And we are going to pour some oil in the bowl. Make sure we coat the whole bowl with the oil. You don't want your dough to stick to it when you're trying to take it out. We want to oil both our hands because we don't want the dough to stick to us either. Just in case it wasn't sticking though, y'all. I'm just very cautious. Now, you want to make sure your dough is coated in the oil. Get that damn towel, place it over the bowl. As you can see here, I am wiping my countertop down one step at a time. Set your timer to half an hour. That's how long it's going to take this to double in size. Place it somewhere warm. As you can see, I used the microwave. Yes, I just took y'all over here to the kitchen with me. I clean as I go because I hate feeling like I'm being punished after I make something good. All right, so our 30 minutes have passed. As you can see, if you looked at the timer, I went a little over.
These are the items we are going to need. So we have our baking pan. You want softened butter. I didn't have any butter left over in my butter dish, so I had to nook me some butter. But it's about 2 tablespoons here. Some flour for dusting, an egg, a pastry brush, a fork to mix up the egg, and the dish for the egg. Use red cup, easy dispose. So let's get started. You're also gonna need a dish that's filled with water, like halfway. And you're gonna put this in the oven to create some steam for your bread. So this is gonna sit and boil for about 10 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. Then you take it out when you're putting your bread in. This helps your bread cook evenly, all right? Little tidbit. Okay, so first thing we wanna do is butter our pan. With butter, like that.
All right, so our dough has risen for half an hour. And we are going to, if you saw, I went a little over half an hour, but that's okay. We're going to drizzle some flour on top of our surface. And then we're going to gently deflate our dough. Once our dough is deflated, nice and gently, we're going to roll our dough out onto our lightly floured surface. I like to use my fingers to flatten it out. I keep the length as is. I take the pan to make sure I'm being accurate. And then once I see that I have the length at the right size, I just fold it into itself. That way I can fit it inside the pan. And I allow the rising process to fill it up. I'm not very tedious about this. You shouldn't either. It's going to prove to the size of the pan that it's in. So don't stress. No fuss, no mess. Okay? Nice. Now put it inside the pan and make sure you have it nicely snug in there. As you can see, I'm pressing down the sides, giving it a little tuck or squeeze, whichever one you want to call it. And then I'm placing my damp towel on top.
All right, so our bread is ready. So you're gonna take your egg, and a tablespoon of water. Only a tablespoon. Take your pastry brush. This is the pastry brush that I use. Okay. Nice. See that? Woo, stink.
All right, so our bread has baked 25 to 30 minutes at 400 degrees. After 5 minutes of cool time, you want to gently remove it out of the pan, plop it out like I did. Then one of the old tells is you tap it. If it sounds hollow, then your bread is done. Lather some butter on there, let it cool.
All right, it's that time. So you could tell now it's like soft. Oh yeah. Yes, it's very soft. It's beautiful. So you want to cut your bread with a serrated knife, right? You see that? Is there delivery out there? It is very soft. Y'all see that? It's very soft. As you continue to cut, you'll get better. I make this bread like every other day, y'all, and I still be tripping on my loaves, okay? Perfect. Enjoy. All right, y'all. You just learned how to create a homemade staple from my kitchen to yours. It's your turn now to share with me your thoughts on this video by utilizing the comment section below. Also, if you missed something, no worries. I got you. Check the description box below. I have listed for you the ingredients, the tools that you need. I also have the steps from beginning to finished loaf. Y'all like this video, subscribe to this channel. I appreciate y'all time and I hope y'all enjoy y'all day. Bye.